Hello everybody, welcome to LilyLuLou. If you're new here, my name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek, and today I'm going to be working on my December design team project, I forgot my words then, for Vals Crafts Creations. So Val has sent us this vintage Christmas kit to work on this month. So as always, I'll just show you the kit first, and then I'll tell you what I think I'm going to do. So Val also has a pink Christmas kit, I believe, in her shop, which is beautiful. And I will include all the details below. Val very kindly gives us a script to use with our design team projects. So she gives us all the information that you might need, including all the other makers that are on her design team. So I'd encourage you to go and have a look at what they come up with as well, because they're all very talented ladies. So I think this kit, I counted 47 pages. It's huge. And I think 13 of those pages were ephemera, and the rest are these background pages and journaling pages, and it's quite traditional colours, you know, the reds and the greens, and a sort of a, I was going to say it's got a sort of a vintagey vibe, but as it's called Vintage Christmas, the clue is in the title. I love this page of the birds and the foxes, very cute. There are some birdies all the way through here, and then there's a couple of pages that bring in some blue as well, which is quite nice. Very traditional poinsettias. Isn't that lovely? So we've got a squirrel, a little blue tip. You can hear Max in the background. I apologise for the noise. I love this page. I love these colours. Yeah, he's scratching the mat by the back door. He has just been out. I always let him out just before I switch the video on, in the hope that he will then settle down, go to sleep and be quiet. We can always hope. So how are you all? I hope you are all well. How are your preparations for Christmas going? I have done absolutely nothing. I haven't made my cake this year. I haven't made a pudding that I have usually done by now. Right, we're on to the ephemera pages now. I haven't bought any presents. Been very naughty this year. This year has just been a funny year for me. Mind you, the last 2 or 3 years I've been really disorganised. So yesterday I was supposed to go up in the loft and get all the Christmas decorations out and the ones in the garage, and go through them all and sort out what we want to use, what we want to keep, because I've acquired more decorations this year because my mum moved in with my sister. I've got a lot of my mum's old decorations. So, and as we want to move sometime next year, I really need to go through and have a sort out and see what's what we've got. But I didn't get round to that. So you can see we've got a big wide range of ephemera to use here, and lots of pages. So that's the kit. And when I counted the kit, I did count this page as well, because although it is the cover for the kit, you can obviously use all these elements. You know, you could tear these up and do collaging. I was going to say scrapbooking then. I don't know where that's come from. So yeah, and I thought I might cut that out and cover the title up with something else. I don't know. I've got my box of Christmas things next to me, and what I had in mind to do was to make a trifold sort of thing. I've got a huge box of these envelopes. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a slurp of coffee. I bought a massive box of these envelopes in the charity shop. So I thought I'd use some of them. I thought they were plain envelopes, but they're actually window envelopes. So I was intending to just completely cover them. But as they're window envelopes, I might do something with them. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat this morning. And then I thought I'd use this for the back. So I thought I would, you know, attach this one somehow. And then this one on this side, and then we'll have it open, have some pockets maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we go as we go along. But because this kit is obviously, Val uses US letter size to design her kits, and I'm in the UK, so obviously our papers are A4 size, so it's slightly different size. It's not a huge difference, but it is a slight difference. So I thought I might cut down my envelopes, although there's not going to be that much overhanging. Maybe I will just, let's just start and see how we go. Because I was going to cut the envelopes down to the size of the papers, but I think they'll be okay with a little border. This one I need to cut off this scrappy edge where I've opened it in a hurry. I think we'll be all right actually with the size. We'll see how we go. So I haven't actually made a Christmas journal this year, which I really wanted to do, but I just haven't had the time. So that's sad. Right, this is a nice sturdy envelope, so that'll be good for the back. And I'm just wondering if I need to cut these down or if they will. I was thinking I could slide them in there, but the flap's just too big, so I'm going to need to cut these. I think this size of envelope is called DL size. That's the letter D and the letter L. If you are not in the UK and you are wondering, it's our standard sort of business letter size, I suppose you'd say. So I'm going to, that does not look straight. I suppose this base envelope I'm using is probably not completely square. Does it matter? I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Right, so I want to do that just a hair shorter than the other envelope, just to make sure it does all sort of fit in together properly. So and I mark that there. I had in mind, you know, a rough idea of what I want to do, but literally just in the fact that it's a trifold. Other than that, I really don't know what I'm doing. Right, how big is that? So if I do that 8 3/4, that should be okay. I'm just measuring. Oh, that's funny. That measurement's different too. Did I say 8 3/4? I think I've counted my little things wrong. 8 3/8, that is, which is not helpful because I don't have 8ths on this board. So I'm going to go there. So it is, I don't want it to be that much smaller. Karen, just go with the mark. Just go with the mark. Stop overcomplicating everything. That's what happens when I measure. I get too. Oh, I thought I'd cut that off the wrong end then. Because obviously I want to cut this off the end where the window isn't. Oh dear. I tell you, when I stop crafting for a few days for any reason, everything goes out the window. Not that I'm, you know, particularly good at the best of times, but right. So they're going to be the sizes I want. So yes, that fits on there. That's okay. Except it's going to go around that side, and also I think I will open the other side of this envelope. No, I won't. I'll just stick these, this side I'll slide in there, but the other one I'll just stick to the back because I'm going to cover it all anyway, aren't I? So that's in there like that, and then that one is going to be there like that, so we can start sticking those. So let's do this one first. I need more coffee. And I don't think I'm going to have these actual envelopes as pockets. I'm going to stick the pockets on. But I do want to think about what I want in the window, don't I? Should I do that before I start? Maybe I should do that before I stick them in so it's easy to get to. Right, let's have a look. I've got my big box of Christmas things next to me. And I don't have any gnomes left because I used them all on the Advent. Oh, that was the other thing I meant to say. I did finish the Advent for my grandchildren. I did say I was going to come back and do something to show you how I finished it all off and how it looked, and it got very rushed at the last minute and I didn't do that. I did get my daughter to take a photo for me of once she put the thing up, and I can't find the photo. So yeah, I will post a photo at some point. I'll try and find it and do it. But I'm thinking maybe one of these gnomes in the window or one of these elves. That's what got me thinking about the Advent, is because I used these, didn't I? Let me just take the first one here and see how that looks size-wise. I feel very faffy today, so I do apologise. Oh my goodness. There really is no hope for me, is there? I've got a metal ruler. How on earth can I just go wonky with a ruler in my hand? Sort that out later. Right. I was thinking the gnomes because then I could use some of Val's papers in the background. But I just want to see what these look like size-wise. Save myself some time. cute in there, aren't they? Sorry, Val. So I'm doing a design team project for Val, and the first thing I do is use a different digi. Right. So she could go in there. And then probably need to take the bottom off of that, won't we? Because that one is at the bottom. We need to take quite a lot of the bottom off of there. Let's see how that looks. That's okay, so I'm just going to take the bottom off of that. I'll try to do it without going AWOL. It's really windy out there today. We've had that storm going on all weekend. It's Sunday here and hubby's on night, so he's up in bed, which is why I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. I'll take a touch more off of there. I had to go and get some milk this morning. So I walked down to the village. Oh my goodness, I was getting blown all over the place. And my husband has to drive to London every day. And my youngest daughter's working at Chessington at the moment. So she's driving that. She had to drive that yesterday in that foul weather. I was really worried about her. But it was all right. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just to hold these in place, just some glue stick, because when I cover the envelopes and seal them up, you know, these will all be held in place. So I'm just putting a little tiny bead of glue just to hold that where I want it. I hope that's not glaring too much with the cellophane of the envelope. Tidied my desk up a bit this morning, not massively, but just a little bit of organisation. So I'm just deciding where I actually want her. I think that's all right. So that's that done. Right, so now, which one was I having at the bottom? Which one? For a minute there I thought I'd stuck them in upside down. That's right, that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. But I am also going to, she says, there is, just add some wet glue just to make sure we stick. And then that one is going to go on the inside. I hope you can hear me okay. So I am trying to be quiet so don't disturb hubby. I haven't got many days at the moment where there's nobody home to film in peace. This one I'm just going to stick on the back of the base envelope. No, Max. Max can hear something outside. It's not getting that in quite the right place. Hopefully that will be okay. There we go. That looks pretty, doesn't it? So now we need to cover these envelopes. So no, I don't. What I need to do first is ink around all these edges, because if I'm going to have some edges showing, I want them to be inked up. Just, you know, just to make sure everything blends in all okay. And a little bit around the window in case we don't get completely lined up. So that's just going to hide my address on camera. Should have done that before. Ha. This way, you know, if the papers don't go completely up to the edge, it won't matter, because they, you know, they have been inked. I also need to close that envelope there. I was thinking some of the papers I might fold over, but probably won't. So if I'm not folding the papers over to close the envelopes, I need to seal them up first, don't I? Go around the window of that one. Do a bit of zhuzhing on that one. I think my ink pad's drying up a bit. Now obviously on this one, because we've got the postage mark and everything, that may not get completely hidden, but I don't really mind, because I don't mind you people knowing that it is a used envelope, is what I'm trying to say, because we are making things in the spirit of junk journals, even if it's not an actual junk journal. So let's, did I take the, oh yeah, I did. For a minute there I thought I hadn't taken the strip off the other envelope, you know, that seals, that you use to seal the envelope when you're using it properly. So glue there, so those envelopes are closed. That one's okay. Right, let's have a look at what we're going to do. And I'm wondering if we would have, these would be big enough to go completely across the inside. I'm not sure that they would be. Let's pop the lid on the ink before we have a disaster. I don't want the writing, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? I don't want these writing pages because I'm going to stick pockets in and things, so it won't be, you know, it'd be a waste to use the writing pages there. I can use them for something else. No, they're not going to quite be big enough, are they? I'm wondering if that joy could go across the middle, and then we could put something down each edge. So let's take off the white bits at the top and bottom. If I can ever get my ruler lined up straight. And I think I will ink the edges of all the papers so that they blend in, you know, with the inked edges of the envelopes. Try and hide everything as well as I can. Right, I've got to make sure I keep this up the right way now. I've stuck the people on. So if I pop that there, I don't like this, so I feel like I'm going to have something along there. I don't know what. We could have some lace or something, couldn't we? Shall I do that afterwards? Maybe I'll do that afterwards. Or I could just put a border on afterwards and fold it over to, you know, include everything. So how wide? There's a lot of eighths measurements in this. I'm just trying to work out where the middle is so I can roughly get it in the middle when I stick it down, is what I'm doing. So that will be about right. So I'm going to use glue stick to pop this down. I haven't decided yet if I am going to sew around all of this or not. Not sure yet. But I may well do, because I do like the way it looks. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue this. Stick the middle section down first, and I am going right up to the edges, even though I know my paper doesn't go right up to the edges. So I want that O. Actually, I wonder if I stick this at the top, because if I'm going to put pockets on, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick that at the top because I was planning to have some pockets on the inside, so they will hide those edges, won't they? So I don't know if I'm going to get everything done on this today that I want to do or not. So I might have to come back and finish it off with you. But I'm hesitant to do that because at the moment, as I say, I never know when I'm going to get a chance to actually do any crafting, let alone filming. So that might be a bit risky. Right, I'm going to give that a bit of a burnish, make sure it's properly done. Should have a bone folder in here. Put the creases in this once the glue's dry, because otherwise we might have issues. So now I want a strip down each edge, I was going to say I could use these, but I think I want something matching. At the end of another paper on each side. So what shall we have? That might be quite nice at each side. That's a contender. That one would, but because it's got 'Tis the Season now, I don't want to waste that. Not that one. That one is a possibility. Not that one. Sorry, I know I'm off at the side again. Not that one. 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 That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Not that one. 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 Right. You go over there. So we could either have, let's just look at what sort of size we'd want here. So over 2 inches wide. So I'm thinking, you know, the edge of that would be quite nice. And the same the other side. And put that up there so I can see it. Again, we could have the little postage thing on that side. And then we've got these on that side. That one, I don't think the colour's quite right. I think I'm going to go for the first one. So let's cut the white edges off again. I was going through my photos on my phone a few days ago. I was been trying to organise them into folders, and I found a photo of a few of my journals that I'd got photos of them and put them in a collage for some reason. I think it was to use as a cover on one of the sites, you know, like Ko-fi or Buy Me a Coffee or somewhere. I thought it seems ages since I made a proper big journal. So in January, that's what I would like to do, but I do have to bear in mind that I'm going to be looking after the grandchildren when my daughter starts work, so I'm not sure how much time I'm actually going to have in reality. Right, I'm going to go 2.5 inches and see how that looks. So that will go there. Well, it's not too bad. Oh, I'm thinking now, Maybe I should have made that a belly band, but no, because I want pockets at the bottom. That would be too complicated. Right, then 2.5 on the other side. And that might be enough to use as the back cover on the other side. We'll see in a moment. So, yeah, it was that way round. That one there, and that one there. Still making sure I've got it the right way up. So we'll want, I'm not going to ink this edge because I want it to sort of blend in. I know it doesn't, but sort of. So I'm going to ink the other 3 edges. No, I'm not. I'm going to ink these 2 edges. I don't need to ink the bottom because I'm going to have a pocket there. And let's do the same on this side. So around the top and around the edge that will be on the edge, like that. And just my gluey mat. Lost my bone folder then. Getting very sticky. Out the way, bring that back in, line this up, Bob's your uncle. Please put my bone folder down in different places, forgetting where I put it. Oops. I don't know what's happened there. I've got some creasing in the paper going on. Oh, I don't know why that is. Never mind. Right, so that's the inside. I mean, it's not finished on the inside, but that's sort of covered on the inside. So what I will need to do now is make pockets across here. So do I want one big long pocket or do I want 3 individual pockets? Decisions, decisions. We'll have a think about that. And then where was that piece I just saved? There. That should be wide enough to go on here, but we're not going to have pockets here, so we need some sort of edging for that. Right, so now we need to look at what we're doing here. And what I'm going to think about now is whether I want one piece or whether I want, what do I want? Collage. And I think I want to try and do one piece, which means I need to trace the window. So somewhere I have the rest of the envelopes. Where did I put those? Right, just bear with me, I'm going to look for a spare envelope. Right, I found a spare envelope, so I'm going to try and trace the shape of the window with my bone folder through the paper so that I know where to cut it. Hopefully all will become clear momentarily. So now I need to think about what I'm doing here. This piece is going to be this shape. I want to cut the top and bottom off. So I am going to have to hide the edges with something. So yeah, let's cut the top and bottom off so I can see what I'm working with. These white edges I'm talking about cutting off. Okay, so I'm not making myself clear as I'm muttering away to myself. This clearly is not a tutorial. This is a have me on in the background while you craft and keep me company. Do you do that when you're crafting? Do you have other makers on in the background working on things? I do. It feels like, you know, you've got a little community of crafters together. Right, I want that to be feel all cack-handed here. Right, so I want that in there. I'm going to try and get it in the middle so I've got the same gap at the top and the bottom. Look at me being all fancy. Right, now I'm going to try, actually I'll probably be better off using my Cricut score tool if I can find it. There it is. So I'm just, in case you can't see, you can't tell what I'm doing, I've got this score tool that comes with my Cricut machine, but I mean you could use a pencil or something, and I'm just running this around the inside of this window with a little bit of pressure, so I'm hoping that will be enough for me to see on the paper where I need to cut. Moment of truth. Yes, you probably can't see that on camera, but there's a rectangle there. So if I now what I'm going to do, now I've got that centre opening started, I'm going to use my scissors to try and cut that shape. I've got to angle it in the light so I can see where the mark is. I know I'm not being particularly straight here, but whenever I overcut anything in a straight line, let's face it, I just need to get this last round corner. Oh, that will be all right when it's glued down, I think. So now I need to cut this to the right size. So that will be just a touch over 4 1/4 inches wide. So I'm just using my board to help me cut this to the right width. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1/4. Okie dokie, so let's give that a little bit of ink. I'm going to ink the top and bottom, even though I think I'm going to cover that just in case. Just in case I've done something wrong. Right, let's see how that looks. Slide my little people back in. Now obviously it's not straight because I did it, but I think that will do. So let's glue that down. Oops. It's a thing, I've printed this on just normal copy paper, so it's like 80 GSM, I think this is. So it's quite flimsy, so you have to be careful you're pulling things about. It's easy to rip that window that I've just cut out. So where I want it to be. I thought that bit wasn't sticking down. I was going to put some more glue under there, but I can't get it up, so it must be stuck down. Oh, I think that paper goes really well with the little elves. Okay, let's pop this middle bit down over here. Ah, you know what I've forgotten to do? So it's a bit tricky inking when you've already put the glue on. I didn't do very well on the corners on this one, did I? Okay, and then I need to do the same again for this side. So my let's take off the other edge, and I'm going to do the same again. Yeah, I thought I could use this once I've got the pockets in and things to maybe keep tags and, you know, Christmassy bits all together. Right, that's the right way round. I want to make sure again that I've got it roughly central. So I have the same left at the top and the bottom, which I have. Make sure it's in. And do the same again. I'm using the same envelopes I used before because if I put too much pressure on this and actually go through the cellophane, at least I've only ruined one envelope. That back on my Cricut tools. Sorry for leaning over you. Right. Off we go again. Sorry, I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. trying to see where I'm supposed to be cutting. Whew. Right, now what the width did I say this was? Oh, it's not too bad. Actually, I could probably use this to match it up, couldn't I? I don't know who's had all my pencils out of my pencil case. Had loads in there, now there's none in there. Okie dokie, let's have a bash at this now. Well, that one obviously wasn't as central as I thought, but hey ho, we'll have to go with it. I'm just trying to think what I've got that I could use to cover the edges up at the top and the bottom. I'm wondering if I've got some Christmas ribbon that would be thick enough to sort of fold over and cover both sides. I'm going to have a rummage, aren't I? I'm doing this as gently as I can with this. I've got a blooming blending tool I could use, a brush I could use that would be much more gentle. And I forgot I had it. Right, so I'm going to have to go there. Because that's where the hole is cut. Oopsie. Okie dokie. hope I'm not sticking my head in your faces. But I need to try and see what I'm doing here. It doesn't look too bad as a start, does it? I think these little people look really good with Vals papers. So that's how it's going to work. Definitely need some more glue under there. Now obviously we're going to need to decorate and finish off those edges, but what I might do is leave it there today. You can see what I've done and how it's going to work. Not sure which way is going to go on top yet. I'm going to go and hunt for something to go across the top and the bottom. We've got to make some pockets for here. But that's our little start. So I hope you've enjoyed watching that. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back again to show you the next bit as soon as I can. Take care and enjoy your own crafty time till I see you again. Bye.